Hi, this is Natalie from DachaLiving.com. Today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on PPIs or proton pump inhibitors. The reason I'm sharing this is because I've been on them, and I don't want to say they ruined my life because they're a very beneficial drug and they've helped lots and lots of people. So I'm going to share with you the pros and cons of proton pump inhibitors and how you can make the decision for yourself as to whether or not to continue to use them. My background is in pharmaceutical science. I got a bachelor's in UCI. I'm not a doctor though, and so I'm just going to share my personal experience and you can decide whether it resonates with you or not. Okay, so about 5 years ago, I graduated from UC Irvine and I started working in an office. Around this time, my physical activity level decreased immensely and I started experiencing this bloating chronically. So I went to the doctor. They diagnosed me with GERD. GERD, G-E-R-D, stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. And they put me on a PPI, or proton pump inhibitor. So this looks like Nexium. There's omeprazole. There's a few different drugs that are used for this. And essentially what it's designed to do is decrease the amount of stomach acid that your stomach can produce. Generally, this isn't a drug that you should take or is recommended to take for a long period of time because it can decrease your overall lifetime amount that you do this. It doesn't happen very often though, and most people don't have to take it for a long period of time. Usually people are prescribed PPIs because they have some sort of ulcer, and this is actually the case where PPIs are really, really beneficial because if you've got a hole in your stomach, it's probably very easily irritated by acid. So it can be very useful to have a decrease in stomach acid so that you can actually allow that ulcer to heal. However, I didn't have an ulcer. I had gastroesophageal reflux disease. Basically, that just means chronic heartburn. And the thing that I wish the doctors had said or had done instead was figure out why I had gastroesophageal reflux disease. Ultimately, it came down to my diet, which I was able to adjust and cure this disease completely from the inside out. So let me tell you the thing about PPIs. It's a very useful drug and it's very effective. The problem with PPIs is that it decreases your stomach acid production, which is good in some instances, but that same side effect or main effect can be detrimental. And here's why. Because you need stomach acid to digest food. And if you don't have enough stomach acid, it's like trying to burn a bunch of logs with a match. It takes a really long time to burn the food and assimilate all the nutrients from it. So here's how it works. When you eat a food, let's say we had a steak, or for the vegans out there, let's actually say we had a raw salad or we had some broccoli, something that has lots of fiber and it's a supposedly really healthy food. And this healthy food, if you've got a weak gut, all of a sudden turns into a not so healthy food. It can actually be a painful food to eat. So you eat your food, it goes down into your stomach. Now, ideally, you have a great amount of stomach acid present, and that food is quickly burned up and used, and then once it reaches a certain pH, it goes and it drains down into your intestines for all the nutrients to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Okay, let's say that process should take about an hour or 2 hours. If you don't have enough stomach acid, that same quantity of food, maybe instead of taking 2 hours, suddenly takes 5 hours. And once that happens, your food begins to sit in your stomach for longer than it should, and it starts to ferment. So you have gut bacteria that would love to eat some of your broccoli. And the gut bacteria essentially eat your broccoli, and then they fart. And just like kombucha, you create like a mini kombucha thing in your stomach. And that's what makes you feel so gassy. So three things can happen. Ideally, you fart it all out and you have this sense of relief. Or you're like me and you're sitting in a cubicle all day, so you hold it in, or maybe you're not even able to fart because it's so high up in your stomach and it hurts and it's stuck, and also you're trying not to look fat, so you're squeezing your stomach muscles and it makes it hurt even more. And oh my God, just thinking about it makes me tense. Wow. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Okay. So those are two scenarios, and here's the last one. Either your gas exits down or it comes up in the form of belching, and you might not even notice that there's gas coming up. But here's the thing, when air bubbles come up, they also bring up acid. So you get burn from your acid up in your esophageal sphincter and up the canal. and then that creates more acid reflux. And then you have to take PPIs to negate that, right? Or you take Tums or Pepto-Bismol to neutralize the acid in your throat, but that just weakens the gut even more. So many people who are taking PPIs are actually people who need more stomach acid in their stomach so that they can have better digestion and digest their food quicker so that they don't have to ferment and get gas to come back up the throat. So that's really, really good to know. I can definitely share in another video how I adjusted my diet and so that I can add in more foods that improve the digestion. Some things you can do is add the number of bacteria in your food so that your food is more supported in digestion. You can add more enzymes. Finding a good enzyme is kind of a tough task, but if you do your research, you can definitely find some great enzymes out there that can help you digest faster. One thing that can be really great is taking more acidic foods so that you have more digestive fire in your stomach. Things like apple cider vinegar, making dressings out of these, taking lemon water in the morning, decreasing your amount of raw foods because raw foods take a really long time to digest. It's like putting an extremely dirty dish into the dishwasher. Your dishwasher has to work quite a bit harder than if you took like a rinsed dish and put it into the dishwasher. The dishwasher doesn't have to work so hard. So eat foods for a while that are easier to digest, and in the meantime supplement with enzymes and foods that are acidic, like I said, apple cider vinegar, lemon water, things like that. Citrusy foods will improve the amount of acid available in your stomach. And if you're taking PPIs to deal with acid reflux, see if you can adjust what you're eating. And hopefully you can come off of them, although that may not be the case in the reality for everyone. But that was what my experience was, and now I'm completely off PPIs and I haven't taken a Tums in 3 years. So I hope you found that helpful in sharing my experience with proton pump inhibitors. If this was helpful for you, be sure to subscribe so I can share more information on women's health and gut health, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a great day.